How's it going, traders? It's Papa Wall Street back with another weekend review. Today we're going to look at my top momentum charts going into next week. If you enjoy my content, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel below. These two actions will help more people see my work. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can see these videos as soon as they come out. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these chart videos. And lastly, keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I'm doing this for educational purposes only. Now let's dig into these charts. So first up we have is Apple, and you can see Apple's made a nice move. I did track this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A, B, C. And you can see we had a nice push back up to that 150 level. This is a really critical level. This is a level that we really struggled with back in June and May, and it acted as prior support, which then turned into resistance. A breakthrough 150, we should see 154 and potentially up to, I think, 157. That's right around where this 200 simple moving average is. So, this is definitely the move that I'm looking to see. But of course, keep in mind, we do have earnings coming up. Looks like July 28th is when Apple reports. So keep a close eye on 150, 154, 157 to the upside. Next up is AMD. Beautiful bounce off this 1382 extension to the downside. That was 71.56. I'm watching for a move back into this orange or yellow band. That would be between 84 and 89. But keep in mind, we do have earnings coming up on August 2nd. AMD and the rest of the semiconductors have looked pretty weak. However, they finished the week strong. So I think for me, semiconductors likely going to be my top watch going into next week. I do expect if we continue to push, we might have a run back into this declining 50 simple moving average. Next up is Amazon, still stuck in a bit of a range between 104 and 116. We did, however, break and close over this declining 50 simple moving average. So watching 116.19 to the upside, we could see a move up to 118 and then potentially back up to 124. And we have earnings on July 28th. Also have a nice 3-dot squeeze setting up. Next up is CrowdStrike. We've really struggled at this 186 level. You could see last week, Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, really big push down. Then Wednesday, neutral candle on Thursday. And then Friday, a push back up. So with CrowdStrike, I'd probably wait till 190. You see the squeeze fired off and had a nice push, but it started to dissipate pretty quickly. However, we are holding in a nice bullish range on RSI. August 30th is earnings, so we have some time, and we are holding over that 50 simple moving average. So I would expect potentially move back up to these 200 simple moving average. Maybe we get that before earnings if we get some positive momentum on earnings in the next couple of weeks. Next up is Datadog, really struggling with 110. You could see from May into early June and now early July, really struggled with 109.88, basically 110. And you can see 56.71 has acted as resistance on RSI. So I think the easiest thing for Datadog, just wait for this 110 breakout. I think once we get that 110 breakout, we should see a move up to that 200 simple moving average. Here's Google, was tracking potentially an ABCDE triangle with a move right back down to my target zone. We do have earnings on, let's see, July 26th. So we've got, 2 weeks until earnings. This one's going to be interesting. I think earnings will probably dictate, where this trade goes. My conviction is to the downside, but I never want my conviction or my bias to dictate how I'm going to trade. We do also have this gap that I'm seeing here below. So if we do have negative earnings, then I would expect a move probably down to 2,000. And then below 2,000, I would likely say our target zone should hit. Next up is Meta. So I did track a 1, 2, 3 potential triangle for wave 5. And I want to see, a breakthrough 172.67. We could start to see this ABC. Let me move this over because this is something I tracked last week. So we could see a potential ABC retracement off of this 5-wave move down. So any moves over 172.67, we have a little gap right there, but I think that would probably kick us off. But likely we won't see that before earnings, which are July 27th. So keep an eye on Meta over 172.67. Next up is Microsoft. So we have a beautiful falling wedge here. We tried to break out late 2 weeks ago and failed, and then last week had a nice move down, and now we're starting to bounce. So probably best to stay away from this until earnings. That's July 26th. Any moves over 270 look pretty good for Microsoft. Potential move back up to that 200 simple moving average. Here's Nvidia, very similar to AMD. Semiconductors just have been looking fairly weak. Most of these names, they're between the 50 and the 200. You can see this is clearly still under the 50 simple moving average. So I would just wait for a move back over that 50. But short-term trade over 160, I think could be a nice move higher. This has really struggled with 155. You can see here, it acted as support, now acted as resistance. We gapped above and then failed at it. But any moves over 161, and again, you could see this squeeze setting up, but RSI resistance at 50, we should see a move up to that 50 simple moving average right around 168. Next up is Shopify. We're riding that 50 simple moving average down. You can see resistance here. Let me grab that little pen. Resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. So very simple. Wait for a break and hold over that 50 simple moving average. Now, keep in mind, we're trading between $30 and $40. It's a pretty big range post-split, but we have earnings coming up. All right, let's see. Earnings are July 27th. So any moves over $40, I think, is a good short-term trade or maybe even medium-term trade for Shopify. I mean, you have a lot of room up to this 200 simple moving average. So that's probably like a 100% move, right? Over 50. Yeah, it's about a 120% move. So keep a close eye on Shopify over this 50 simple moving average. Next up is Snow. So Snow got on my radar a couple of weeks ago on the breakout of this downtrend line and, of course, of this 50 simple moving average. You can see we did break above that 50 simple moving average here, and we did backtest it near perfectly on Wednesday. Inside day on Thursday and Friday, inside of that Wednesday candle. Watch for the breakout over that inside day. We could see a move up to 165. And earnings for this one are going to be on August 24th. And last but not least, my favorite name to trade, Tesla, aka Tessie. This one has been consolidating pretty nicely inside of this triangle. Nice squeeze setting up. It's very neutral here on RSI, but we do have earnings. I believe that is Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, whatever July 20th is. So yeah, I think this one best to wait till after earnings. I would say very bullish over 773, very bearish under, I would say under 677. All right, so those are my momentum charts for next week. As always, I put this video out every week, so make sure you're subscribing to my channel if you want a review of the key levels and my conviction for these names going into each week. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you on the next video.